Again, let's look in 3D. Whoa. Good evening, welcome to another Revit tutorial. And this is part 5 of the house building tutorial. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to create a beautiful, amazing roof like this. Let me just hide these components here. Look at that. Let me make it hidden line. And you can see that beautiful roof work plan. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can make that. You got trusses. You got purlins which sit inside the trusses. And you got rafters which sit on the trusses which the roof tiles connect to. Yep, I'm going to show you how to do that in this tutorial. I'm making this tutorial because somebody commented on my video named Linux. Thanks for the tutorial, you've taught me how to use Revit. But there was another comment which he wrote. Thank you so much, you should keep creating videos for Revit because you go into nice, slow, detailed explanations and they are not rushed like other YouTubers. I really appreciate that comment, and just for you, my friend Linux, I am making this video. This video is for you. Let's do it. Now I know you want to get into the video very quickly, but I just want to plug something in. This is my new website which I've started, technicaldraft.com. Technical Building Understanding. Here I post articles about architecture and construction and technical drawing, and there's a lot of good information on here, and it's worth reading through if you want to learn the architectural design process. Part 1, choosing the site. Part 1.2, the site preparation for constructing a building, and so on. I'm going to keep on adding to this series until we lay the final brick, until we hand over the building. You have other articles here as well, forces acting on building structures. I've also included this exact video series tutorial on there as well. That's me. That's me if you don't know what I look like. Yep, I think it's a nice looking website. I hope you think so too, and I hope to see you there in the comments. Go on this post, for example, and scroll to the bottom and leave me a nice little comment there. That'll be appreciated. Okay, now let's start making this here. I'm gonna delete all this because I'm gonna remake the whole thing. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Okay, in the last video we left off at fitting the stairs into the structure and using the structure as well to support the stairs with these columns here, or the floor at least. And in this video, as you saw before, we're gonna add a roof to this, just like in this nice photo here. I tried to make this as one single roof. I tried every single way I can. I have a lot of experience with Revit and I couldn't do it. So I made them as 3 separate roofs and they worked better for me. Right, so that's what we'll do. Let me just open this up and then we can start working on it. I'm just going to unhide everything. Okay, let's start working on it. So here we have a pitched roof, and here's a pitched roof as well. So we're going to start by creating this big one here, and then we'll add the little ones in afterwards. So I'm going to go into these, select both of these walls, and from up here we're going to copy and paste, align to selected levels, and come to roof and hit OK. And that's align them to selected levels. This warning is just telling me that this wall is overlapping the wall below, and so we're gonna sort that out. Now in Revit you can do anything you want in a number of ways. There's not one way to do something. You can do it different ways, but I'm only gonna do it one way for the sake of making this video short and snappy and right to the point. So I'm gonna drag this wall up here to be directly level on top of this. It should snap into place. And I'm gonna do the same for that side. Select the wall, select right on the cube, and click this little snapper and drag it up to match the wall like that. I also want to align this wall with the wall below here, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, if you can't get this snapper here, you can select edit profile and do it that way. Okay, that wall's aligned, and I want to do the same with this one. Now this, because if you look in this photo here, this indent here, imagine it here, and this pitch I imagine is gonna stop to there, and then you have this coming across here and then a pitch going that way. So like you can clearly see here that this pitch is stopping down here to this wall, and that's what we're gonna do here. So I'm gonna go into my roof plan, you can make this medium as if you want, just to so it shows better, and I'm gonna use the keyboard shortcut RP for reference plane, and I'm gonna mark the edge of this wall here and extend the line all the way, and then I'm gonna select the walls, and this is the multiple trim extend tool. If you click this and click the thing that you want to extend to, in this case this reference plane line, if I click that, now whatever I click, this wall for example, it's gonna stop it at the reference plane. And because it's the multiple select one, I can do it for a number of things. And I'm gonna, well, did I just ruin these walls? Just fixing these walls here which I ruined. I think I ruined them. Let's check in 3D. Okay, yeah, that looks great. That's exactly what I want. Now I'm gonna pitch these. So select one of them and hit right on that cube there, so we can see it in this view. And the pitch of these walls here are 40 degrees, and I'm going to do the same for this here. Edit profile, select line tool, and then click the corner and just get it up to 40 degrees. 40. Now I really like this one tool I'm about to use. Click this line and use the mirror tool, mirror draw axis, and then just find the middle of your line, which is indicated by the triangle. Click, drag up, click, and it mirrors that for you. I really like the mirror tool because it cuts your work in half, literally, and I'll show you later. It's the crazy benefits of the mirror tool. So I'm going to delete these lines here, and I'm going to trim and extend these by using this trim and extend tool, and hit OK. So that pitch is at 40 degrees, and I want to do the same for this. Do exactly the same as we did before. Edit profile. Now the added benefit we have here is we can just trace over the wall behind. So click, click by using this one here, and get rid of these. And I believe that these are all connected, so hit OK, and there you go. We have all our pitched walls for the roof. Now on top of this here, I could add a ceiling here and a beam system too, but because I already did that in part 3 and it's time consuming as well, I'm not going to do that for this video. You can do it in your own time. I'm going to leave it for this video. If you go through part 3 or 4, I think it is, or even part 2, I think it's part 2, then you should be able to do this, no problem. Okay, now we're going to create the roofs. So go into your roof plan. Okay, I want to draw another reference plane line for this here, for the inside of that wall, like that. And I want to draw another one in the middle of this wall. These will come in handy later. Reference planes are really good. Okay, now I'm going to draw one roof. So going into the architecture tab and select roof, and we're going to draw them on. You can use the default here and just click the walls like this. We're going to click that wall and that wall, and we're going to connect these lines. This is supposed to be sitting here. Okay, now we're going to connect these lines with the trim and extend. Trim and extend, and by the way, this is supposed to be sitting on the edge as well. I'm gonna overhang them soon, but you probably noticed these triangles here. These triangles tell you that all these walls are gonna be pitched. So if I hit OK, this is what it's gonna look like. I'm just gonna change the material here to roof generic, just to make it easier to look at. Now this is what it looks like in 3D. Clearly that's not what we want. It looks nice, but it doesn't fit on our roof. We want it to fit, so that's what I'm gonna do. Go back to your roof, click on the roof and edit. Now we want to remove the pitches from these edge lines. So select both of them. You hold Control on your keyboard, select one, and then you can select the other, and it'll select multiple things, and hit defines roof slope to get rid of it. Uncheck it. And these, they need to be at 40 degrees because the pitch of our walls are at 40 degrees. So select both of them and change it over here in the slope in your properties panel. Change it to 40. And hit OK. And now let's go look at our roof. Fantastic. It needs to sit on top. So hold on. Go into your east. view, and let's color this so we can see what's what. Now if I hit DL and I select the bottom of this roof here and just draw a quick line out like that, and the top of the wall and draw a quick line like that, then hit DI on my keyboard for dimensions, click, click. It's a 300 millimeter offset. So I'm going to click that roof, and over in the properties, base offset from level should be at 300. And there, it's sitting directly on our roof. Beautiful, isn't it? Let's look at that in 3D. And we're going to change that ugly green color soon. Okay, now I want to add a roof for these and connect them to this one. So back into the roof. I'm going to select this here. Actually, let's leave it on. Doesn't matter. Because we can see where the wall is with these reference plane lines. So this is the center of the wall and this is the edge of it. Now, again, draw the roof. Architecture, roof. And this time I'm going to draw a square. This is just a guess, you don't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be exact. And now, watch carefully. I'm gonna take this line here. Click about, where are we? Here. And then to the middle of this line. And I'm gonna do the same with this side. Delete this line at the top. You'll see what's happening. Just bear with me, because we're trying to make it fit on the roof nicely. Alright, now we need to get rid of the slopes from here, here, and here, and only leave it on these two here. And these two need to be at 40 degrees. Hit OK. Now you'll see what I was doing, and I'm going to change the roof into roof generic 125 just to make it easier on the eyes. Go into your 3D and have a look. And I'm guessing the offset again is going to be 300. I could be wrong, but let's have a look. I am wrong. The offset's a little bit more. So I'm going to go into my south elevation and check it out. It looks like the degree of our wall is different too. Let's have a look. DI angular. This is pitched at 41 degrees for some reason. We are going to change that. You know what? I'm gonna leave that at 41 degrees and instead change the roof to 41 degrees. Just make things simple. Okay, now you see how that fits nicely. Let's go back into 3D. Nice, isn't it? We need to extend this into that roof there. So go back into roof, edit, highlight both of these angled ones and just drag it out. It doesn't have to be accurate, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you why. Let's have a look again. still. Okay, bear with me a sec. Line is x-axis. Sure it is. Let's see. Just a little bit more. You're probably wondering, hey, look, this is not accurate. What is he doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing. Just wait a second. Hit OK. Alright, now look how beautifully flush that is. That's how it's supposed to be, and I'll tell you why. You might say something like, but Mr. Drawing Technical, sir, won't the extension in the model affect the quantities of tiles to be ordered for site installation? Now that's a good question, little Johnny. Let me give you a history lesson. This is kind of a normal thing to do in office, because it's normal to order a little bit more for the construction workers to use as spare if needed. When you order materials for site like screws, tiles and bricks, anything that comes in large quantities, it's always good to order something that's a little bit extra, like 10% extra, because this helps if anything gets damaged and needs to be replaced. And ordering all your needs and a little bit extra in bulk for the first time, it turns out to be cheaper. Now we're done with that history lesson, little Johnny. Let's get on with our model here. Now, going back into south rather, I'm going to copy this over. We can use the mirror tool. Actually, I'm just going to copy it over. And it's not doing what I want you to do. Let's check the pitch of this roof. So hit DI on the keyboard to check. First select angular. And it's 40 degrees. So this one's 40 degrees and this one's 41 degrees. Feel free to change them both to 40 degrees. That's kind of what you're supposed to do. But I left them as it is because it's simple enough. That's not the focus of our video anyway. Well, I'll show you what it looks like when you have to copy one over and edit it. Although I showed you already. But let's do it. So I'm gonna mirror this exactly there, and it's not fitting. So I'll select that roof and in the properties turn the slope into 40, and then I can just align. Use the align tool and align this with this and this with this. And I'm just gonna move it manually. Why do you have to be difficult? I'm trying to make a tutorial video. My suspicion is that this wall is not exactly 40 degrees. It's probably a fraction bigger than 40 degrees. But that doesn't matter. Let's leave it like that. Okay, now let's look in 3D again just to marvel at our beautiful creation. And yes, you've probably noticed that roof hatch there. All you have to do is select the old roof hatch that we made before and just drag it down a bit. There we go. Beautiful roof, isn't it? Now what's the next step? Okay, now we come to the fun part, so prepare yourself. We're gonna select these and we're going to isolate them. So select the spectacles from down here and isolate element. Also, I'm keeping them green for now. We're gonna change them to grey. Grey like this later on. I need them to be green at the moment, so they stand out in elevations and stuff. Okay, now let's do this. Hidden line. I'm going to turn off the shadows for a bit just to work a little bit easier. And watch carefully now. Go over to structure and beam. And you should have these already loaded if you followed the previous videos. If not, then just go into load family and load it from structural framing. I'm going to select this one here, 79 by 200. And select pick lines from here. And this is what we're going to do. Pick lines. Okay. And just keep picking the lines. Okay. We'll sort out how that's supposed to look. Just pick the lines. So which one shall I pick? I'll pick the bottom one. Just to keep it consistent. Stick with the bottom one. Look at that. That's just joined beautifully, hasn't it? Alright. Do the same here. Now we need a ridge in our roof structure there. Nice, isn't it? Okay, we'll do these ones later. Okay, so I'm just gonna hide these for now. Hide. Alright, now these are not supposed to be standing up this way. They're supposed to be lying down on the wider side so they can fix to the top of the walls. And the wooden roof structure fixes to them. So you select them and go into cross section rotation in properties and hit 90. And that's how it's supposed to be. Do the same for this one. Okay, now we have a basic frame layout, and there are multiple ways you can make a roof, but I want to do it by adding trusses because trusses look nice and they make the roof structure strong. So we're gonna add trusses in. So go into your roof plan. I'm gonna select this roof here and hide it because it's in the way. I don't want it to be in the way. I don't need it in the way right now. Hide element. What I need to show are these walls, and now I'm gonna go into structure and truss. No structural trusses family is loaded in the project. Would you like to load one now? Yes. And I'm gonna scroll down here and just look for the simple truss because you can play with all these in your own time. I just want to make a simple tutorial here so that you understand the procedures and properties of what you're doing. Simple Fink or W truss. Select. Okay. Now the truss height here in the properties panel is at 2400. We need to find out what the truss height is supposed to be, otherwise the angles will mess up on the truss. So let's go into east and select this wall here and hide it away. I want to draw a reference plane for the top of this wall here. So I'll leave that sticking out there like that. And a reference plane for the top of this here. and I want to measure the distance between the two with DI for dimensions. (2,685). So our truss height is supposed to be this, 2,685. So now I can go back into roof, and by the way, I'm going to hide all of these. They don't need to show on the roof plan. Okay, now this is our external wall, and I want to put reference planes for this as well. You'll see why it'll come in handy. I'm holding Control and dragging this down to copy it. Cool, isn't it? And do the same for the direct middle there. Okay, I need to know where my walls are. I also, let's start drawing the truss. So go into truss. You have your standard Fink truss there, and what was the number again? 2685. Remember that? Go into your roof, truss, and hit 2865 over here. That's the height of our truss. And I'm going to draw this from here to here. You're probably thinking, why am I drawing it on the outside of the building? Well, there's a reason for everything, and you'll find out. When I go into the east view, I can see a beautiful truss on the outside. Change this to medium so we can see our truss. See, I want to be able to see this truss here. Now, I want to align my truss to this. So what I do is, because if I try to move my truss into there, I'm gonna get confused on which one is which. They're gonna get mixed up. So I'm gonna change the color of these so that doesn't happen. Override graphics in view by element. Change it to halftone. And then change the material here to solid fill and pick whatever color you want. You like pink? You like blue? I'll choose red. Who cares what I choose? Okay, so that's there. Now, if I select this here, I want obviously this truss to sit on the wall, not down here. So DI on your keyboard and select the bottom of your rafter there and the top of this wall, and the distance is 400. Select the truss. Now these two control the left side height and the right side height. The start is the left side, wherever you started the click from and ended your click. I want them both to be 400 so that they're both level. This is what happens if one is 400. Yep. Change that to 400 as well. There it is. It's sitting on our roof exactly as we need it. I have to edit this to make it look more connected. So select each rafter, each of these inner rafters. Use the tab key on your keyboard to cycle through the selections like this. Hold Control to select that, and hold Control to select, and go on unpin from here. That means you can edit them now. I'm gonna extend this to connect into there. And the same for this. You're probably sitting there wondering, why am I extending a member into a member? It looks so unclean and horrible. Well, there's two reasons for it. One, people in the office do the same thing. Why? Because we draw specific detailed drawings for this, so it doesn't matter exactly how it looks in the model. So a frame like this, I'll draw an exact elevation of it and show how it connects together, and it's also put into a software which connects everything together. And in other cases as well, you have connections. For example, steel, heavy gauge steel, you have those bolt connections which you can add as a plugin in Revit. Okay, so that's all connected up. That's exactly how I need it. Now I want to go back into my roof plan, and now I can put this nicely onto here. I'm gonna create another reference plane because we love reference planes. We love reference planes. I'm gonna drag this down. Where did I draw it exactly? I drew it in the middle of the block, inner block side of this cavity wall. So you got your block, cavity, and brick side. But our truss is gonna sit on there. So I'm gonna take this, move the middle of it to there. Let's see how that looks in 3D. Nice. We can keep these or we can get rid of them. The truss is gonna do all the structural work anyway. I'm just gonna keep them on. It doesn't matter to keep them or not. They look nice. I'll leave them. Alright, let's do this with the truss now. Go into your roof and take your truss here. Actually, draw another reference plane line because we love reference plane lines. Reference plane lines help us to make everything ordered nicely. So select your truss and be careful how you select your truss. Don't select your truss like this, because when you select it like this, it means you've only selected a component of the truss. To select the whole truss, you select this line like this. And I'm going to copy from the center line up to this line here. And now I have two trusses, two beautiful trusses. I really like the look of this model, but it's not done yet, so let's continue. Back into the roof. Now this is a sort of fun part. Select one and press AR on your keyboard, or you can select the array tool from here. AR. And then this is going to help us to create multiple trusses in the roof. So select where you want to start it from, the array that is. Move it over. I want my trusses to be about 500 apart. It looks a little bit let's make it 600 apart. 600 millimeters. Okay, now it's telling you how many of them do you want. I'd say approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 12 or 13 will fit, so I'll just put 12. Wow, I judged wrong. Okay, but it's okay because I can array these as well. Array. I said array. Move it over 600 millimeters and 8 of them. Okay, we overestimated that one. Let's just get rid of the extra 2 here. Okay, because these end ones are critical. Now select one of them, right click, select all. But you also want these selected as well. So hold down Control on your keyboard and select that one. And that one's okay. Selected already. And go into the spectacles down here and isolate category. Yes. Now this is what we're gonna do to align all of these, because these are all aligned at 600 millimeters between them, but these end 2 are not. Now we're gonna find out what they are. So from the center lines, just dimension all of these. You might not be able to see a dimension, it doesn't matter, we can fix this. Just select all the centers of the trusses. It's a fun, fantastic, beautiful experience. And then just drag it up a little bit here and click. That thing, that annoying warning sign is telling you that we can't see it. Where is it? Well, I'm about to show you where it is. Click your mouse here, spectacles, and reset. There they are. Now if I select this and hit EQ on the top, you can see that this is 414. We're about to change that. Hit EQ. That's moved everything so that there's an equal space between all of them, an equal distance. If I hit EQ again, I can find out what it is, and that's 589 millimeters. That's what I need. Now let's look at it in 3D. Whoa. Nice, huh? That's how you create a roof structure. But we're not done. Because a roof structure doesn't just consist of trusses. You also have purlins and rafters. How do we add them? I'm gonna add them now. Well, it looks cool, but it's not finished. Isn't that end part really cool? Like, look at it. It's, I don't know. You can call me a freak, but I think that's so cool. Okay. Now go into your east, and I'm just gonna change my scale here just to get these things that are in the way out of the way. Change it to 1:20 so they're tiny and they're not in the way. I'm gonna hide this wall again. Okay, these trusses need to align to these rafters here. So we're gonna edit one and then delete all the rest and replace them with this new edited one. The pitch of the truss is wrong. I've laid down these dimensions here, and it's an extra 3.16 degrees. We need to change the truss's pitch to match with this here, the end rafters. And that's what we're gonna do. 3D. Where are we? Doesn't matter. select them all, and ungroup. Okay, I'm gonna go into the roof here and create another section line. I'm gonna hold control on this section line and drag it out like that. Flip. And then we're gonna go to that section, go to view. Now these are correct. I just want to change their color so that they can stand out. Override element, solid, change to, let's change it to blue. No, not blue. Just change it to red because it's easy. Stands out. Halftone. Did I just hit reset? Halftone. Okay. Right. And I'm gonna hide this wall because, as usual, it's in the way. Now the truss was 3.16 degrees extra. Unacceptable, that is. So we're gonna change it. I'm gonna rotate that rafter to 3.16 degrees. Well, something changed, but not what we wanted to change. .16. Delete the dimension, I don't care. .16. Okay, it looks like it's showing us extra ones and we don't want to see them. So I'm gonna reduce this here. And go back into it. And it looks like these are nicely matching. And it looks like it's aligned with these red ones. Let me hide them temporarily. Nice. And we just need to bring these down. When you're dragging stuff like this, hit SO on your keyboard to turn snaps off. Because when it snaps to anything, then it tends to change and go into the 5th dimension or something. You'll know what I'm talking about if you try it out yourself. SO. SO. Let's drag it. Whoa, that's a bit far. Okay. Now this is unusually high. Let's bring her down to 0. Its Z offset value is at 200. Maybe it should be at 0. Maybe it should be a little bit higher than 0. That looks fine to me. We're gonna raise the roof after a while. Okay. I'm more happy with this truss structure than it was before. But I'm not happy with this part because I want these to connect. Let me move this out the way. Hide. Okay, I want these two to connect comfortably, nicely. So I'm gonna drag this out. And I'm gonna drag this to connect with it. Yep, just play around with it, make it connect. That's better. Much nicer. Hide away. I'm gonna do the same with this here. What is happening? Okay, I'm much happier with that truss structure. So we want to keep that one and delete the rest of them. So in 3D, not in 3D, in roof, we're looking at these two. So select the rest of these and delete them. Select all. Deleted them. Did I just delete the one I worked really hard on? Alright, I'm gonna manually delete all of these. Revit is incredibly fun, as you can see. You can tell by the sound of my voice that I am enjoying myself right now. At 2 AM, 2:50 in the morning. Alright. I'm copying this over from the reference plane point to this one. And I'm gonna array this 600. 20 of them. I'm gonna get rid of these extras. Select all of these. Select them all, including the end ones, and isolate category. And we're gonna do the exact same thing what we did before. Select equalize and unequalize. Now they're all the same. Again, let's look in 3D. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, we need to add purlins to this. Purlins. So back in your east view. Okay, I made a tutorial already on roofs, and the way I put the purlins and rafters on it, it was a long-winded process. Well, somebody commented on my video and showed me a better way of doing it, and now I'm doing it like that, and it's way faster. So I'm going to show you how to put purlins and rafters on really fast. So you can ignore that old video. I'm still going to leave it up. Alright, so now we want to set some purlins. So take a reference plane line. The purlin's going to sit inside this one here. And it has to, the reference plane line has to be perpendicular to this. So I'm drawing it directly in the middle there, and using the tab key to cycle through my choices, I'm selecting the reference plane line and rotating it by 90 degrees. So it's perpendicular and not parallel to this rafter. Why? Why did you do that? I'm going to show you why I did that. Go into structure, beam, pick a plane. It'll tell you to choose a work plane. So have pick a plane selected, okay, and choose this. Then it'll ask you where do you want to draw. Now what we've done here is this line here, we've picked this plane that we want to place our components according to this plane here, and I want to do it from the roof level, so you'll understand better if I show you rather than explain, because yeah, I'll just show you. Okay, it's opened this view now, and we are on that plane which we selected. So go into structure, beam, and we want to create a new beam because the purlin's a little bit smaller than the rafters. We want to make a nice new one. It's going to be a 40 by 100, and I'll call it purlin. And when you change the name after duplicating, you have to change it here to 40 by 100. Okay, now this is what you needed to see. Where's my damn line? Ugh, let's try this again. Structure, beam, pick a plane, open, and you want to draw this line. Now sometimes this messes up, just try again. Go and pick the plane again if you see that you can't draw a line. Select the line. Now I'm going to draw this extraordinary Now I'm going to draw this Now I'm going to draw this very long. You'll know why. Everything is done for a reason. Okay, that's how it's going to look. Go back into the east view. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to drag this up to here. And align it to the inside of this. Okay, now do this. Now select it and mirror it to the other side. It's not exactly in the middle, so I'm gonna align it. What? I tried to align it. Okay. I'm gonna draw a detail line from here to here, and then I can draw a line directly in the middle, and now I can use this as the mirror. Select this and select that and select that, and it's mirrored perfectly. Okay, now let's have a look at that in 3D. It's very long, but we can shorten it. But it's fixed to the inside of this rafter here for strength. That's what a purlin does. That's the purpose of a purlin. We're gonna do the exact same on the outside, but with the rafters. But the process is a little bit different, so you need to see this. By the way, if you have these annoying black dots on here, you can get rid of them by selecting and turn off enable analytical model here. I can't be bothered to select every little thing and turn it off, so I'm gonna keep it on. But you can go into your roof. Where did the purlins go? go into view range. Where are you? Where is view range? Here's the view range, extents, view range, edit. There's our purlins. Okay, now I'm just gonna turn this to shaded for clarity. And I want my purlins to go to the end of this, the last truss on the structure here. So use the multiple trim and extend tool and select this, the very edge of the truss on the plan view, and trim them down. Simple, easy. And do the same for this side. Trim them down. And in 3D, look at that. So beautiful, isn't it? Perfection. Okay, now to add the rafters. In the rafters case, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're not gonna set a reference plane for this. We're gonna go into structure, beam, pick a plane, and our plane will be this here. Select roof and open view. And I want to change this here for the rafters. The rafters are gonna be smaller than the purlins. But this is what I'm gonna do now. Pay attention. Duplicate. And see how I've included the smaller dimension on the left and the bigger dimension on the right. I'm gonna change that around. So I'm gonna have a bigger dimension on the left, a 70, and a smaller dimension on the right, a 40. And we'll call it rafter. This helps us to change it around without us having to go through the complicated rotating and angle checking, blah blah blah. So we changed this around, so the small one goes here and the big dimension will go there. Okay. Now I'm gonna draw this on here. So this is the east side. The east elevation is this way, and we selected the reference plane on this side of the truss. So I'm gonna draw on this side like this. Just click, drag, drop, and there we go. Look at it in east view, and there it is. Now if you select this here, our little rafter, it's not touching this rafter here on the truss because over here its Z offset value is at 200 and that should be at 40. Why 40? Because the height of this is 40. If we did it at 0, it'll drop down here. Wanna have a look? Here you go. You don't have to do it, I'll show you myself. Okay. Now I'm gonna drag this to the end here. It doesn't matter where exactly. Okay. And I want to sort one thing out in 3D before I do anything else. I want to take off this damn enable analytical model because it's gonna copy multiple times and I hate it. Alright, now we can array these. AR on your keyboard or that one there. Select. I want them at a distance of 250. I think that will be okay. And I'll just choose a whatever number. Let's do 30 of them. That looks okay. The distance looks alright. Okay, and any extras, just select them and delete them. In my last tutorial of the roof structure, I was doing it in such a complicated way. So thanks to that commenter, actually let's go find out who he was. Let's go and find out exactly who he was. Ooh. So it was somebody who commented on this video. It's this one. Thank you very much. At around 9 minutes, if you would add beam on elevation instead of plan, Revit would ask to show a reference plane and you could use trusses upper surface without the need to rotate. It's much easier. I understood that comment straight away. And now that's what I'm doing. So thanks, Mr. Degenerate. Degenerate. I'm not being mean, sorry. I just don't know how to say your name. Okay, now I'm gonna select these, all of them. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna mirror them. Well, hey. And there we go. Let's have a look at that in 3D. Nice. Beautiful. I really love a good structure model. It looks so nice. But obviously we need to fix the length here, so that's what we're gonna do. Go into roof. Why can't we see all of them? Because of the darn view range, isn't it? Unlimited. Let's see what this does. 5,000. Haha. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna select them all like this. Actually, we might not need to do that. Multiple trim and extend. And remember, it's to the end truss, not to the end rafter, to the end truss. No. To the end rafter. Alright. Yeah, that's why I wanted to ungroup all of them. Because this is gonna happen. Let me ungroup all of them. Right click, select all, visible, ungroup. Alright, so multiple trim and extend. We want to trim and extend it to here. Oh yeah. Trim and extend every single one of them. Just like Bessie Lou did when she went out cow tipping. Yeehaw. Yeehaw, partner. Just trim and extend every single one of them. I should probably speed this part up so you don't get bored. Alright, let's look at that in 3D. Nice. This is the roof structure completed here. But we need to sort out these ones too. These. So let's do that. I'm going to do these a bit more simply. We're not going to truss these ones, because I don't trust them. Sorry about the bad joke. Okay. Now I'm gonna isolate my friends here. Oops. I said I'm gonna isolate my friends here. Isolate. Oscillate. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the beam system. We're gonna use the purlin rafters for these because they're tiny. Where are we? Pick lines. And I did say to pick the bottom ones. That happens. The offset value here is at 200. It needs to be at 0. Or at 40. Let's try that again. Beam. Pick lines. Z offset value 40. Why is that happening? Should be at 40. Alright, let's see what happens if we do 100 instead. Should have been 100, should it? Well, let's do it again then. Beam. Pick lines. 100. That's better. Yeah. And I'm gonna do the same for this one because this one's at a slightly different degree of pitch. Okay. Why didn't I do those? It's gonna get complicated, so I'll do them. Okay. So this is our little roof structure frame here, and we're gonna turn off the damn analytical models. Now we're simply gonna take these top and array them across. At 150, and let's say about 15 of them. Okay, now we're gonna align these like, let's see how they look. Beautiful. Now let's select them all and then group them. And then do the align thing with these as well. We're aligning it to the outside here. Don't know how this is gonna work, but let's see. Not bad. And do the same for this side. Whoops. Don't change that one. Okay. Do the exact same thing for this. Oh, messed up there. Now why am I not caring to fix these on properly? Like I said before, they're just gonna be specified in a detailed drawing. There's no point really in stressing out over this. A detailed drawing will sort these out. Alright, now let's look at our whole creation. Select all these roofs and hide them away. Wow, ain't that beautiful? Why are these clashing over here? Like I said, it's gonna be specified in a detailed drawing. In the model it doesn't matter. A detailed drawing makes things clear. That's why we have detailed drawings. If it was perfect in the model, we wouldn't have detailed drawings, because the model would be the detailed drawings. But look at that. Ain't it beautiful? Well, let's put the roof on it. We just need to raise this roof slightly. Okay, this is just a guessing game from this point. 400. See how it looks. Way to go. 500. Oh, there it is. 600. It kind of sits on these rafters. Let's see then. But I want it to actually align down to this. Why? Because this roof is a tiled roof, and these are going to be tiles that are sitting like this on the battens. That's what they called, battens, not rafters. Alright, let's color this up. Ugh, need to change that. Oh, by the way, let's make these overhanging actually. Alright, let's offset them by 250 to make them overhang. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's nice, ain't it? And let's offset these as well. Where are we? You can only do one at a time. Where are you? Offset. And the same for you. Offset. Let me change the ugly colors. That ugly green color. You know how we do it. By category. Material solid. by material. It's on gray. I want to make it more gray to match our picture over here. And there you are, there you have it. There's your roof, tutorial. If you enjoyed this roof tutorial, give me a comment below, because I really like reading those and they help me to make nice videos as well. I'm sure this was a nice video. Let's have a look at that roof one more time, because that's damn beautiful. Oh yeah. Nice, ain't it? Yep. Share this with your school pals, because they sure could use it, unless you want the edge in your classroom. And don't forget my website as well. I'm working hard on this website to bring you the best information that I can. Have a look, have a read through. I don't know what else to say. There might be a part 6, because we haven't finished adding the windows and stuff yet. Who cares by this point, honestly, because you can do it yourself now. I've taught you everything in this model. You can add the windows and stuff yourself. This model might be available on my website soon, so you could download it and have it for yourself. Just to see how I've made it, and you can compare your model to it if you like. Thanks for watching. Oh, that was a long tutorial, man. That was a long video.